if you get invited, then you better show up because it's a once in a lifetime experience for a lot of people that try to get on the stage. So I was kind of disappointed with a couple athletes that pulled out because of moving or messing up their diet or what have you. But it's still an opportunity, and that's I have to say it's almost like a slap in the face to the promoters when athletes don't show up. That goes for men or women that say they're going to be there and then they pull out. I mean, it better be a serious medical condition, I would say, to miss a show of this caliber. You know, this is like the Arnold's for us, for women's bodybuilding. So same thing with the men. If the men pull out, I mean, it better be something serious, really serious, because you committed to something. So I was kind of disappointed on a couple of the athletes that didn't show and pulled out last minute.
Yeah, notably, as you know, Natalia Kovaleva, she was there, but she wasn't on stage. And also, I saw she posted on her IG, Alcia Barrito. She dropped out for some particular reason. She said some kind of coaching reason, something like that, because she focused on Olympia. And the biggest one that was, I think, the biggest disappointment was Mila Ash, because she's been to show at least since she's been in women's physique at least 3 times, and she's been like, the last couple of years she's been top 5 at the Rising Phoenix. But then the Virginia Sanchez situation, she moved, and I understand moving, but then maybe like I said, she wasn't focused on her training at the time when she moved, because
Hey,
but
I'm moving
still,
right now, and I'm so focused on my shit.
yeah.
Well,
You know, I don't. If, like I said before, if you're committed to something and you say you're going to do it, you should follow through on it. Life happens. Shit goes up and down. My car broke down on Thursday. Food poisoning on Saturday. I'm packing and moving. I still have other things going on, but I still don't miss my stuff. Right? Like, it's all about how you plan your day. When shit happens, you figure out how you're going to make that stuff go on.
And here's the thing. And here's the thing. At the end of the day, and Janine and Tina are 2 prime examples of Linda when they had made the announcement of the girls who, were cornerstones back in the sport. And if I was Janine and I was Tina and these girls dropped out of the show, I'd be fucking pissed off. Because here's the thing: at the end of the day, don't call me honorable mention when I've been there from day one, and then you invite these girls and then they fucking drop out. No offense and all, that's bullshit. Because it's an invite. And you get picked, and you, like Janine said, you make the commitment, then make the commitment, at the end of the day. I understand some shit happens, but at the end of the day, when girls, if I'm Janine and I'm Tina and I'm some of these girls who, applied and got left out, I'm going to be a little fucking pissed off, because I'm like, that could have been one or 2 of those girls could have been in the show at the end of the day that were there when bodybuilding was disappearing. And Linda, and this is quote unquote what Linda Murray said during the pickings of the girls, that we have an honorable mention to Janine's, the Tina's, and a few other girls that thanked them for sticking with it, that didn't get in, but the girls that you picked, 3 of the girls that you picked, didn't compete. That's a problem. Here's my thing. If you're going to do that shit, then you shouldn't be allowed to compete the next year or apply the next year. You should have to sit out a year, then be able to apply the next year. That's just my thoughts.
I think that was a rule a long time ago. Like when athletes would miss shows, even the men, they would have to sit out. Like they weren't allowed to do certain shows. I believe that's how it was back in the day. So,
well, yeah, like I just signed my contract for the Legion show, and I just got it today in the mail or via email. And they're like, if you miss the show or you decide not to do the show at the last minute, you either get suspended or you get fined.
Yeah.
And it's in my contract. I just got it today.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so I mean, it has to follow through. It can't just be words, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We have some comments here. What? We have a pain in the ass in the building. Raheem Hamilton's here.
Oh.
He says it's like the great Silk Rick of WWF once said, the party's over. No, it's not. It's Rick Flair. It's Rick Flair. Woo! The Nature Boy. Party's not over. Party's never over. Like Teddy Riley said, party ain't over. Party's never over.
Hey, hold on. Again, Raheem, your fucking girl didn't show up again. She didn't show up again, Raheem, and she lives in Arizona. Don't fucking do a photo op with people and then don't fucking do the show when you're right there. You're right there and didn't do the show. So keep looking for that Russian bear, bro.
Yeah. He's saying this. He says, "See, I told you, George, your hero wasn't going to be win. Ha 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 ha. Well, she didn't win. It's only one show, Raheem." And he says, "Oh, he says this. He
Your girl
says,
didn't even show up.
yeah. He said the era is almost over. Brick by brick. More Raheem, because like this, I built this shit brick by brick. Me. You know what? She's not going down. It's only one show. This is what you know. This is strategy. It's only she lost a battle, but not the war. Not the war. The war's not over."
Yeah, Raheem. Answer the question, Raheem. Where was your girl at? Just taking pictures, looking mean in the face and shit, as usual.
Me mother. I mean, come on. You always that says. Also,
No,
this
I'm
is
not
Can't
letting
win
it
them
go.
all.
I'm not letting it go.
This is from Jeremy Remo. He says, "Raheem still hasn't showed me the pics with the bears." That's Jeremy Remo, aka our man
Exactly.
Art of Muscle. He's going by his real name now. Shout out to Jeremy. Also,
So
you know,
fill Janine in because I'm sure she's like, "What the hell are you guys talking about?"
what
So
happened with the
Raheem is a big
5K
fan of.
bet.
Yeah.
See, Raheem's one of the guys. He's been on our live streams before. He comes in through here. He's a shit starter. Only person that shuts him down is Tina. If Tina was here, she'd shut him down. you know, and he's talking that he's a fan of Natalia Kovaleva, and he thinks she's the best thing since sliced bread. But the problem is
Your
Natalia,
inconsistency.
she's inconsistent. She did
Everybody
good.
has their favorites.
Yeah, like I said,
It's
everybody
all
knows
fun
my.
and games until they actually meet the person in person. I mean, you can talk shit online, but come say it to my face. I always say, bring it on. Like, if you can't say it to my face, I have no time for you fucking trolls. I really don't.
You heard that, Raheem? Ooh,
You
I
heard it,
just
yeah.
don't. I
Raheem.
don't have any time for that shit.
Yeah. This is from my brother, XA23. Shout to him. Says, salute George and panel. Salute, brother. Thank you for
What's
coming
up, man?
through. Also, this is for Raheem. Tina can never shut me down. Facts 100. No. Facts zero. You.
You have no facts, bro. You have no facts.
You had nothing.
Smoke and
You
mirrors.
had
Smoke and mirrors.
smoke underwater. Also, he says this. He always got to say this. He says, this is from what's the face again. Somebody's question says Natalia didn't compete because she's waiting. This is a chess move for her. What chess move? Only thing she got
Get
is
the fuck
chess.
out of here. Get the
What
fuck
chess?
out of here.
Okay, let's move on.
Let's move on.
There's other
Let's
things to talk about.
That's okay, because we just like we're having a little fun here. But yeah, Andrea did really come a little bit off, and she really makes the improvements. We're gonna put the interview what she give when she's talking with Alina Popa and
Linda Murray.
Linda Murray, yeah, and where she just the fix me. We'll pull it up here in a bit.
Linda Murray here with Andrea Shaw, 4 times Miss Olympia. We're what, like 7 weeks away from the Olympic? 7 weeks away. And Alina Popa, and we're at the Rising Phoenix. And so, how do you feel?
Well,
Did not get that first place.
no, not this time.
Not this time, but you are 7 weeks out from the Olympia. So tell us about. I'm sure you cannot wait to finish this interview so that you can get down to the drawing board.
Yeah.
Get you some snacks.
Yes, and I want to, sit with my my team and talk about, what it is that we need to do because we only got 7 weeks to get it done. So, yeah, tonight was not the outcome that I wanted, but super happy for the champion. She clearly showed up in great condition. So kudos to her and all the ladies. We had a great lineup tonight. I've been doing the show now since 2019, and this is a good night tonight for the women's bodybuilding lineup. So
Yeah. 4 times Rising Phoenix champion, 4 times Miss Olympia champion.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and we again 7 weeks to go. It's go time.
I
It's go
know that
time.
was the only reason I wanted to pop in here to store. Ask you like, what are we gonna see at the Olympia,
Yeah.
right?
Well, I can definitely guarantee you're gonna see me shredded.
And this is
And
what
I
I
don't
wanted to
use
hear.
that word too often because sometimes it's a fine line between being too conditioned and too striated. But clearly that's probably what I should have brought tonight. I don't know yet. I will have to ask the judges for their feedback, but my gut instinct tells me that the conditioning is what they want. So not as soft of a look, and that's okay. We can stand and deliver on more conditioning. That's fine.
I love that, and I love the fire. I love the fire. Thank you.
Always.
She's a champion.
Yeah.
You know, our current Olympia champion, just a true how can I say, role model.
Gotta stand on
Yeah,
business.
yeah, you got to stand on business. And honey, I tell you, I wouldn't replace my or trade my second places. I have three of them for
Yeah,
anything in the world.
because you came back and you dug deeper
That's
and
right.
you reclaimed your title.
That's
So
right. And I love that story that I tell.
yeah, yeah. Thank
So let's
you.
talk on
Yeah.
you too. Agree, second
Thank
place,
you.
second place.
Yeah, I mean, Linda, she lost to Kim Face back in '95 and '96. Then took some time off and came back, and she took the title back in 2000, 2002, 2003, and then she lost in 2004.
I think I'm going to
And
be on stage 10 pounds more muscle than I was at New York.
yeah, who's that with you?
That's pretty
Yeah, I hear your
good.
voice.
I mean,
What?
Who's the voice? I hear it.
Oh, my boy, we're on our way to Pittsburgh.
Yeah. What's his name? What's his thoughts? I want to
Bruce.
hear. Come on. Hey, Bruce, how you doing?
How you doing, Bruce?
oh, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Just drive,
Did you watch the show, or are you a competitor too,
No,
or
he
you
focused
just?
on his show. He
All
focused
right.
on
So
his
you
show.
you you're doing North Americans, right?
Yeah, he was second last year in the Classic Physique and Physique last year in
Well,
both
brother,
classes.
good
So
good luck. And like I said, if you're ever interested in coming on, like I said, I don't have too many guys on here. Every now and then, there's been Keith here. But if you ever want to come on and talk about maybe after you get your pro card, if you want to come on, you're welcome guest. Yeah.
So, Janine, my question to you is, what did you think about what Andrea shared about, coming in shredded?
Well, she needs to be sharper conditioned. I mean, shredded can be taken many ways, right? Like shredded can be like totally diced, where you're a fucking road mat. Is that really the look they want? It's hard to tell, but I think she has to be more conditioned. I think she comes in a little bit softer, always for the Rising Phoenix, and then brings in a tighter package like she did last year to the Olympia. But I think she needs to be tighter. I mean, there's some heavy hitters that are in these lineups now. People that are up at the level that they're looking for. So she needs to be more on.
Yeah, because
You
you
know,
look at
it's.
like,
I mean, I look at bodies all day long, and you can
because
kind of tell. You know, you tell, right?
yeah, yeah, and
She was off. She came in She came in softer, and she should have came in how she looking at the Olympia. She was harder at the Olympia than she was at the Rising Phoenix previous year.
So, do
yeah.
you think that
So,
you think doing that, she can retain her title, or is it in jeopardy via what Angela brought into the Worlds this year?
well, if she brings in a tighter package, it's going to be another battle. Like, and you don't know who else is coming in, right? It's a different lineup for the Olympia. Yes, you have Andrea. Yes, you have Angela, but you have that other girl. I want to say she's from
Ashley.
Brazil.
Ashley,
But
Ashley
I
Jones,
wasn't
Ashley
really. I
Jones.
wasn't third place. I really wasn't. I wasn't really pleased with her total full package. I think she looked better in New York.
Yeah, way better in New York. I agree. Absolutely,
She
I agree.
some so this is another thing. Some athletes are only a one-time hit, right? And then there's some athletes that get better and better each show. I'm one of those people that get better each show, right? But some people can only hit it once and then they can't hit it again. They can't peak again. It's like they hit
Hey,
that one and
Raheem.
then they can't diet that extra 5 or 6 weeks.
Raheem, did you hear
You
that?
know what
What
I
she
mean?
said? There's some one-hit wonders like your girl, and then there's people who can get better after each show. Just saying. You heard it
But
from
it's
her
it's just true.
IFBB.
Like you see that on both sides. You see that on the men's side, you see that on the women's side. That's why some people
Absolutely.
only hit shows once a year. or maybe twice a year, where there's a big enough gap so that if they fuck up, they are able to pull it in. But if it's too close together, not a lot of people can actually pull it in because they've been
So
dieting
you
for
think
so
it's
long,
so you
they
think in
just
7 weeks she can
mentally or
pull it
physically
together?
can't handle it. Pardon?
So you think in 7 weeks she can pull it together?
Anybody can pull it together in 7 weeks if they want it bad enough.
Yeah. But you think that can Angela maintain that look for the Olympia? Because that's 7 weeks she has to. Because this Rising Phoenix, it's I think the top biggest show outside the Olympia for women's bodybuilding. But the Olympia, everybody knows that's the center star next to the Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic. That's one of the biggest shows in the sport overall.
If you can hold your conditioning once you hit it, if you know how to diet and know how to balance everything out. That means nothing in your training changes. Nothing in your diet really changes. You stay on point and you keep being consistent. You can do it. You can keep that conditioning. Angela has the mindset to keep that conditioning. She's not the type of person that's going to fall off and let herself overeat. She knows what she needs to do to come in and try and win the Olympia title.
Yeah, and she said it in her interview. She's like, I'm painting a picture, and this is just the beginning, to which is scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but what I mean too is her physique is right where it needs to be. For her, for even next season, I wouldn't get any bigger.
Nope.
Because then it's gonna hurt her physique. So when you look at people like Linda Murray, Iris Kyle, people that win Olympias over and over and over again, all it is keeping that physique that they won at and bettering it each time. Not getting bigger, bringing in the detail, bringing in the lines, bringing in all that stuff. They're not changing their look, they're bettering their look. So once you get that level, you got to keep that look because that's what the judges are wanting. They're not wanting you to go bigger. They're wanting you to keep that look and come in better and better and better and better. And that's what a lot of athletes forget.
Yeah. Well, we have
my man, Andrea, when we're in.
They keep going in and getting bigger. It's not always that. It's the conditioning and dialing in is what they're wanting to see.
Okay. Well, we have a man here, Jeremy comes through. As you know, he's usually Art and Muscle. He's going in their direction. So, Jeremy, you've been a fan of bodybuilding as long as I have. What did you thought of the Rise of Phoenix yourself?
Well, I guess it just proves something that I've said on here before, is that you can make all the predictions that you want prior to the show, but it comes down to show day and it comes down to what's presented there. And it's like, if you're not right on your game, I mean, somebody's going to take your spot. And that's exactly what Angela did. Because she came in tighter and she came in drier than Andrea did, and that's why she got it. So it's like everybody was saying, "Oh, it's got to be Andrea. Oh, it's got to be Andrea." It's like, no, it doesn't.
No.
Any of these women, these are the top bodybuilders in the world. Any one of these women can take the spot if they really if Andrea screwed up. And let's face it, she did. I mean, that's why Angela got it, is because she came in tighter than she did. So, but Janine's absolutely right. You've got Andrea's got plenty of time to change things in order to be able to keep her titles. So.
Like I said, the Rise of Phoenix is not the Olympia. It's to show that, I would say, as a champion, she was there to compete. But, people go around thinking, oh, wow, she lost to Rise of Phoenix. Same thing happened to Margie when she lost to Hella at the Rise of Phoenix. Happened to Hella when she lost to, Alina. Yeah. It's just things that happens in a sport. No one's gonna be champion forever.
Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
Now I was saying everything happens for a reason. Maybe that loss can help her do better in the Olympia.
When you think about it this way, if you're always coming first, it's hard to even better yourself, right? You need to drop down a notch to come in better. If you think of it in that sense, like it's great to win all the time, but you really need to come off the pedestal every once in a while, get your ass whooped, so that you can come back even better and appreciate those wins. Really, and that's what it's about. It's about appreciating it, right? Like I appreciate my wins in Masters. I want my win in Open. I'm always close, right? But I mean, I also came back from a neck surgery and then came to show, which not many athletes do. They sit on the sidelines, but I'm not one of those people. So even I'm grateful to have that win, those 2 wins, but I'm still, I still have the fire in me to do better next time.
Yeah, it's the quote, the great Vin Diesel, be the Yara Mile, wins a win. And, it was, I would say, I got to give again Angela her respect. It was pretty good. Uh, I was going back to with Ashley, where what would she need to do to improve? Like I said, she has potential because I think she still has the way to go. Conditioning, everything else, because her New York appearance was she was amazing in New York, and I did watch that show. She was amazing in New York, but then I think she might have just dropped the ball on this show because if she came in just as good condition as Angela at the show, she could have possibly got second.
Yeah, I agree.
Mhm.
Because again, I mean, she was at that point where if she brought in what she brought in to New York, Andrea's in third place. Let's put it that way. And again, you know, I can say this on the record. When I sat with Andrea in Detroit, Sandy's a big person. Clearly, if you look at Wings of Strength and you look at the judges, they're fans of Andrea. Clearly, I mean, who interviews the goddamn second place girl before you interview the first place girl?
Right. That
You
was
know,
exactly what I was thinking
and,
when
and,
I
and
saw
here's the
that.
thing: you can look at the body language of Linda. I mean, so Lena, you jump in the interview with Andrea, but then you don't jump in the interview with the champion, which I find disrespectful for one. And then two, if you guys look at their body language, I mean, clearly they were trying to put fuel in the defeated girl's belly about 7 weeks out, and what are you going to do, this and the other. But then if you watch the interview with Linda, and I love Linda and all, but it wasn't as to me it wasn't as genuine and sincere, especially for a girl who just knocked off the four-time world champion. But that's just my thoughts.
Yeah, I can understand, because I can't help it. I'm a fan, and I was rooting for my because that's like I said again, that's my woman. I'm a fan of her. I think has a great physique. She is an
Andrea's
amazing
my
woman.
girl, you know that.
Yeah,
You know,
well, she's not your girl.
but
You got a
again,
wife.
it's respect. It's respect. It's
Yeah.
absolute respect. How many times, again, as we sit on this panel, and we can answer Janine this question as well, and Art said the same thing. Do you interview the second place girl before you interview the first place girl?
No, you always interview the first place, and then you go down the chain.
Exactly.
I mean, that's how it's always been
But
when
I
I
think that,
competed. It was always that way.
but I think they were so intrigued to find out how she felt, what she was going to do. That's why, if you listen to what Alina said, well, I just had to jump in here to find out what you're going to do in the next 7 weeks.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
think it was. I think too they were all kind of in shock because they
yeah,
all expected Andrea to win again, right? But
Yeah.
yep.
it's all in the hands of the judges. It ain't in the hands of the promoters. It isn't in the hands of that.
Yeah.
So for them,
And it was a
probably it
different
was
judge,
kind
it
of
was a
like,
different head
what just
judge.
happened here? Like things, ruffled feathers, that kind of stuff. Um, yeah, I don't think they were really ready for it.
Because
And it was a different head
usually,
judge. Sandy was in Japan. It was
yeah,
a
Sandy
different head
wasn't there
judge.
because usually Sandy has been head judging for the show for the last 3 or 4 years and
So who
more.
was the head judge?
It was a bikini
Was
blonde
she?
chick. I can't remember her name, but it
Wait a
wasn't
Was it
Sandy
minute.
blonde?
because yeah, because Sandy
Wait a
was in
minute.
Japan.
So is
Maybe
At
she the
she
girl
Iris,
is.
and
that does the posing seminar?
Wait a
yeah,
minute. She should
because Sandy was judging with she was doing the
be.
Iris and Hidetada show in Japan.
Okay.
Yeah, because she's on here. Let me see if I pull her up. Because
I'm trying to visualize her. I usually remember the female judges panel.
where I
I don't
think
even know who this
this is.
judge
I think
is.
this is her. I got her up. Let me pull her up here. And it's. I think her name is Clausen, I believe. This is the
Oh yeah,
judge.
I know her. Yeah.
Becky Clausen. She was the head judge. And I think who else they mentioned here? I think they mentioned some other judges. This is one of the ladies that I think was one of the. She was doing commentary, at the show. But in Clausen was the one. She's the head judge. So
Okay. Yeah.
and you would think, I
Becky
think
Cross.
yeah, because I think with Sandy, often says that she does like the women come a little soft and more feminine. So if Sandy was there, you think Andrea would have won?
No,
No, I think it'd still be. I think it
no,
might be the same
it would have been the same because it would have
because
been.
that judge is really honest. That female judge is really honest, and when she likes something, she likes it.
And the bottom line, at the end of the day, it would have pissed a lot of people off because, again, it's one of those things. Angela's lines, her detail, everything she brought was just pretty. And
Yeah,
she beat her in the back double bicep. She beat her in the back lat spread. Conditioning clearly,
yeah,
So I mean, when you look at Andrea, she has some feathers in the lower part of her quads, but nothing ran up the adductors or nothing. So she was just softer. And I know,
yeah,
again, I don't know why she was or what they were thinking, because again, I'll use that quote from Tyler. You don't have to knock out the champ. You just got to be better than the champ that day. And that was
yeah,
his words coming out of his mouth on the IFBB channel. You just have to be better that day. And Angela was better that day.
yeah.
Yeah. Here we got a comment from a man, Raheem says, George, as the great Jesse Jackson once said, keep hope alive